Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar. Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah. Asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya 'alas shalah. Hayya 'alas حي على الفلاح. حي على الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله حبيبه وخليله. أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. قال الله عز وجل: وننزل من القرآن ما هو شفاء ورحمة للمؤمنين ولا يزيد الظالمين إلا خسارا. قال الله عز وجل: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون. قال الله عز وجل: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. صدق الله مولانا العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and most merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the cherisher and the sustainer of the worlds. May choice salutations and blessings be upon mine and your universal Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship besides Allah. He is alone and has no partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his servant and the last and final messenger. My brothers and sisters in Islam, as we know the Islamic history, this basic Islamic history, when the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam conveyed the message of truth, right in the beginning, only few, they came in the fold of Islam. Those, the first who came in the fold of Islam, Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, and from ladies, Sayyidina Khadijah Kubra radiallahu ta'ala anha, and from young Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu, and from slaves, Hazrat Zayd. So these few names are mentioned, and then gradually and slowly the others, they came in the fold of Islam, but in Makkah was challenging. And the Makkans, they were torturing them, they were harassing, and they never let it pass in a single chance to harm them. And finally and ultimately they had to migrate. So Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam migrated from Makkah to Medina. Makkans, they were not even happy. They followed them. They wanted to wipe them out from the face of the earth. So the Makkans, they prepared the army, and some battles are fought. As we all know this, Battle of Badr, then Uhud, Ahzab, Hunayn, name it. But in each and every single battle, with the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Muslims were victorious. Islam was expanding. But when Sulh Hudaybiyah, when the treaty of peace was signed, safety and security was promised, then Islam started flourishing. Islam started expanding. Geographical expansion took place. Demographical expansion was there. Education expansion was also taking place. So the Muslims and Islam started flourishing in different corners and different directions. And with the passage of time, the Muslims, they start ruling the world. And there was a time it's called Golden Age. The Golden Age, although before this Golden Age, there were some challenges, there were some difficulties, but still expansion was on. And the Golden Age is called from 8th century to 14th century. 6.5 centuries, where the Muslims, they make remarkable progress. And they were ruling, and the Muslims were imitated. Muslims were followed. Muslims have become role model for others. Then suddenly what happened? Although demographical expansion is still on, it's called the fastest growing religion in the world is Islam. Fastest growing religion in Australia, Europe, United States, Africa, throughout the world is not my comments, but those who have recorded, and they are they well documented. The fastest growing religion in the world is Islam. But at the same time, After this golden age, we have a downfall. On one hand, we must not say that Islam declined. Islam has a downfall. No, Islam does not have a downfall. Because Islam belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna dina inda Allahi Islam. Verily, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the religion with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Islam. Islam will never have any downfall. Islam is stable, will sustain. But yes, Muslims, they have a rise and they have a downfall. And the second thing, we must understand that we say Islam is a true religion. How do we say that Islam is a true religion? Because other religions or isms, they also call themselves that we are following the true path. But when we say Islam is a true religion, what authenticity? The authenticity of this statement is Kitabullah, Quran that we have. Quran is well preserved. And we know this history, when Quran revealed, and Arabs, the Makkans, they could speak classical language. That's why they used to call themselves Arab. And all those who could not speak language, they used to call Ajam. Ajam means they cannot even talk. So when Quran revealed, and the Makkans, they start saying that this is Hada Asatirul Awwalin, these are just old stories, or this is just poetry, or this Quran is magic, or this man-made. So when they have this doubts or the challenges, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed ayat. You could speak classical language. If you are saying this is man-made, فَأْتُوا بِمِثْلِ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ, produce Quran like it. If you cannot produce Quran like it, then فَأْتُوا بِعَشْرِ سُوَرٍ مِثْلِهِ, produce 10 surahs like Quran. If you cannot do that, the third challenge is فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ, at least produce one surah. If you cannot produce one surah like Quran, فَأْتُوا بِآيَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ, produce one ayah. What's the big deal for you? You could speak classical language, you know the language. If you cannot produce even one ayah like Quran, the fifth challenge was فَأْتُوا بِحَدِيثٍ مِثْلِهِ, produce, make it as one sentence like Quran. فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, if you cannot do it, you will never be able to do it. Why? Because إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا ذِكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. Verily we have revealed this Quran, this zikr means Quran, and we are going to preserve it. Quran does not have any alterations, no updates, no renovation, no changing. Pick up Quran anywhere in the world, you will find exactly the same. If there are some changings, there are millions of huffaz, they will rectify you right away. This is authenticity of Islam. We must be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us Muslim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But coming to the point, yes, we believe Islam is a true religion. Islam will sustain, Islam will flourish, as the ayah that I have recited. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, هُوَ الَّذِي أَرْسَلَ رَسُولَهُ بِالْهُدَى وَدِينِ الْحَقِّ لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى دِينِ كُلِّهِ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ. It is He who has who sent His messenger with the guidance and with the religion of truth, so that He may, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, manifest it over all other religions. Although those who associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they might dislike it. They will not like it. وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْكَافِرُونَ. The kafirun and mushrikun, they will not like it. But yes, Islam will prevail. Islam will be manifest. That's our belief. Along with all this, where the things went wrong, what has happened? We became powerless. Muslims used to rule. Now we are ruled. We have no power. We cannot defend ourselves. Although it's a large number, it's not a small number, 1.5 billion more or less around the world, Muslims. But why is happening? Name any country. Name any country. You will find some problems out there. Whether Middle East, Africa, Iraq, now Kashmir, Palestine, now India. Name it. Muslims are tortured. There's oppression, there's suppression, there's injustice. Why it's happening? Why the things went wrong and what are the solutions? That we have to check ourselves. These are the facts whether we believe it or not. But one of the things I would like to share with you that there are few reasons. It's not necessarily agreed upon. But we must have some alternative if these are not, these are not reasons. So one of the reasons is the way the Muslims started downfall or start declining. One of the reasons was, this is one of the fundamental facts that for any nation other than Islam, any nation, as long as they stick with their fundamentals, they will flourish based on their fundamentals. And we had an authentic book which all agreed upon. That was Quran. And before, the Muslims, they used to have in their studies, in their syllabus, the Quran was a primary thing. Now what happened, right now, we are just reading Quran, which is Alhamdulillah. It's a great reward. Great reward, no doubt about it. As Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man qara'a min al-Qur'ani harfan falahu 'ashru hasanat. La aqul alif lam mim harf, alifun harfun wa lamun harf wa mimun harf." Whoever recited one letter from Quran will earn 10 virtues. And I do not say alif lam mim is a one letter. Alif is a separate letter, lam is separate letter, mim is separate letter. Great reward in recitation. But we restricted ourselves only to reciting. Quran is preserved and Quranic pronunciation is also preserved. We cannot recite Quran according to my way, according to my pronunciation, and it has to be pronounced, has to be recited according to what Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam recommended. So what happened? We restricted ourselves only in recitation. We just kiss the Quran, keeping the shelf, and we do not understand what Quran says to me. Quran is a book of law, but I do not understand the law. Quran speaks to me, but I do not understand the language, what I'm learning. Then what will happen? How do I live my life? As today's life-threatening situation, coronavirus, throughout the world, people are alert. They are scared. What will happen? Schools are shut down. Not only schools, even the Umrah is postponed. Umrah is suspended, temporarily suspended. We are so scared. What will happen to coronavirus? Is there any medication? Vaccination is discovered? Not yet. We are still facing this challenge. But when the Muslims, they used to keep the Quran in their studies, they were dominating. In science and technology, Muslims were advanced. And when we left Quran aside, then we are just restless. We do not know what to do. There is no solution. This is one of the primary reasons. We don't have to be scared, by the way, because whatever will happen. There are precautions. Quran also mentioned that. In Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, وَإِذَا كُنْتُمْ مِنَ الصَّلَاةِ فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ وَأَيْدِيَكُمْ إِلَى الْمَرَافِقِ وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ إِلَى الْكَعْبَيْنِ. When you get up for salah, when you prepare for salah, wash your hands, wash your face, wash your feet, make masah over your head. And the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam recommended, wash three times. Now what the science says, precaution is, if you would like to stay away, you would like to preserve yourself from the viruses, wash frequently. If a person washes, makes wudu 5 times, and the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam recommended to wash 3 times, three times. And this is the science says this, and the Quran has said centuries before. وَسَخَّرَ لَكُمْ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا مِّنْهُ. Whatever is in the heavens and the earth is subjected to you. You can find solution from Quran. But the thing again, We just only recite, we just only read. And if you survey, just pick up 100 people. Just pick up 100 people. And of the 100 people, ask them how many of them they can recite properly. You will see the answer. And how many of them understand Quran? Because it's a book of law. It's talking to you, it's speaking to you. How much do you understand? You will see the answer. You will hear the answer. That's the primary thing. That was our downfall. Because book of law we do not understand. And the second, we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why do we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Have we seen Allah? No. Anyone who has seen Allah? No. But we see that the things that are existing around us. Through this we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is a power. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of everything. But we do not recognize Him. We believe in Him, but we do not recognize Him. We do not recognize our Creator. We do not understand through His attributes. What Quran says about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we do not understand. If we do not understand the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then everything will make us scared. If we do not understand the Khutbah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His attributes, then yes, we will be scared. We have to believe in Allah, but we have to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We must know our Creator. And the third thing, we have not received Quran by ourselves. Quran revealed to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We believe in Quran because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this is Quran. How do we know that this is Quran? Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this is the Quran. And the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a walking, talking Quran. How much do we know about our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? We know very little. We know even from the khataras, maybe from khutbahs or from small reading. But we are not serious about it. We are not taking that serious. That I must know, if I do not know the Prophet ﷺ, how I'm going to follow him. How I'm going to imitate him. Following is one thing, but imitating. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهِ. قُلْ, say Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ. If you would like, if you are claiming that you are loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَاتَّبِعُونِي, follow me. Imitate me. يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهِ, then Allah will love you. Following and imitating. It reminds me once a Sahabi, whenever he will walk on a path, he will bend himself down. Whenever he will pass, he will walk through this path and a path and a walkway. So Sahaba they were curious to know why the Sahabi is bending down. When he was inquired, why was he bending down? He said that my Prophet, my beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he bent down when he passed by this area, by this path, the passage. Why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was bending down? The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was bending down because there was a tree and there was a branch was obstructing. And avoiding this branch, he used to bend down. Although now there was no tree, there was no branch. Doesn't make sense to bend down now. But the Sahabi, he loved so much, he used to still follow him, just imitating. As Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, in caravan, he stopped his horse, and he got off this horse and he went to the other area of the rock, and he came back and he was asked why did this? Because Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, once he stopped and he went to this rock and I followed him, I imitated him. Sahaba Ikram, they knew him. But how much do we know? We do not know our Prophet. We do not know Quran. We do not recognize our Creator. We do not imitate the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if we know him, then we will imitate him, we will follow him. And his akhlaq, the noble character of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam we will adopt in our life, will implement in our life. Without knowing him, maybe we will be doing it, but in fact, we are not exactly following his commandments and his teachings. And by the way, this is again, the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam recommended whenever you visit any sick person, or whenever you are scared of any disease, any virus, say this dua. Alhamdulillah alladhi aatani mimma btalaka bihi wa faddalani ala kathirin mimman khalaqa tafdila. Alhamdulillah alladhi aatani. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has preserved me, who has saved me whatever the people are affected with. And He has honored me. When you say this dua, the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when you say this dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will preserve you from that kind of disease. So, my brothers and sisters in Islam, yes, we have to understand, we have to diagnose. And not only just listen and diagnose, and we must have some solution. On one hand, we have to get back to Kitabullah. If we do not understand the Kitabullah, we'll be scared, we'll be scattered. We have no muhabba. We do not have a unity. And once if we do not have a unity, the ayah that I have recited, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. The Quran speaks to me, Quran speaks to you, Quran speaks to everyone. Hold fast with the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do not be divided. The rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Kitabullah, is Quran. And do not be divided. If we hold fast with Kitabullah and do not be divided, once if we have both together, you will see once again the Muslim nation will rule. But without this, yes, we'll be tortured one by one, piece by piece. And at the same time, if we do not know the Quran, if we do not implement the teachings of Quran in our life, if we do not keep the Quran the primary and study syllabus, again, we'll face some more challenges. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding of Quran, teachings of Quran, and the follow of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam's teachings. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us all from all kind of problems, difficulties, and all kind of viruses and infections and all kind of disease. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all those brothers and sisters, those who are intending to perform Umrah, those who are intending to travel to Makkah and Medina, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept their intention, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them all, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala once again unite the Ummah Muslimah on one platform, which is La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المؤمنين والمؤمنات إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا ومولانا محمد عبده ورسوله حبيبه وخليله. أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا محمد بعدد من صلى وصام. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد بعدد من قال وقام. وصل على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى كل ملائكتك المقربين وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. اللهم أيد الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم انصر المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم واجعلنا منهم. اللهم اخذل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا منهم. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم يا شافي أمراض مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين، اللهم عافنا من كل بلاء الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة. اللهم احفظنا من كل بلاء الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة. اذكروا الله يذكركم وله يستجب لكم ولذكر الله تعالى أعلى وأولى وعز وجل وتم وهم وعظم وأكبر. أقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم.